Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a strong supporter of Illinois tourism, the Honorable Governor Bruce Rauner.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for letting me join you again. I think this is what, my third or fourth year in a row. I don't remember, but it's exciting to be back. You guys are the backbone of Illinois' economy. You guys, your success is Illinois' success, and I'm all in for you. Nothing more important than growing our visitor industry. Huge job creator. You are an economic engine. And I'll do everything I can to help you succeed and grow even more. You know what? Just last year, the visitor industry added 10,000 new jobs in the Illinois economy. We've got well over 300,000 jobs directly in the visitor industry. And visitors to Illinois last year spent over $37 billion. This is a major economic engine, and you guys are the core of it. You know, Illinois has the best location of any state in America, right in the heartland. We've got an incredible metropolitan region here. And you know what? Within the state of Illinois, the Southland has the best location for economic growth of any part of the state of Illinois. And I'm in every regard to help you grow. Now, we need changes. You know, we need changes in Illinois, and change is hard. Change takes time. And, you know, occasionally folks get cranky or, you know, they get upset. Change is hard, but we've got to change. We have to. We can't keep on the track that we've been on. And so we're driving it. We need three types of change. We need political reform, we need economic reform, and we need government reform. We just have to do this, and we've got to get it done. So, and the political reform, and this is where I hope you can help spread the word in your communities. This is the time. Political reform, we need two things. We should have term limits on elected officials so they don't stay in office for too long. And we need redistricting reform so we don't have these gerrymandered districts that look like spaghetti noodles locking in incumbents. Democracy doesn't work when the incumbents are rigged to lock in themselves. And special interest groups get entrenched with the politicians and locked in, and it just doesn't work. Democracy doesn't work. I don't know if you guys know this, 2/3 of the races for the General Assembly right now, there's no opponent. There's no opponent. That's not democracy. That's a rigged system. We need democracy. We need people fighting, competing for your vote. Not locked in. They don't have to worry about whether you vote for them or not because they're locked in. They're going to be there anyway. We need to change our system, so term limits and fair maps. Then we need economic reform. Most important thing, because we've got lots of challenges in Illinois, but we're not going to overcome any of them unless we become more competitive, more pro-growth, pro-investment, pro-job creation. Number one priority. And that's why I ran. I was a business builder for 35 years before I became governor, and I'm all about helping you grow your businesses, help small business become bigger business. Number one priority. And the visitor industry businesses, most powerful, quickest lever we can have to grow more jobs. Advertising and promoting the wonderful attractions of Illinois, especially in the Southland region, bringing more conventions, bringing more tourist dollars, number one economic, fastest way to lever economic growth in the state. That's what you guys do. But we got to change the regulatory burden on our businesses. You know, we're not competitive. We got regulation, red tape, restrictions all over the place. And one of my biggest frustrations, even though in the visitor industry, you guys are growing, in Illinois, the visitor industry is growing 5 times faster than the rest of the Illinois economy. The visitor industry is growing 5 times faster than the rest of the Illinois economy. Challenge for me is I want to help you grow, keep growing even faster and faster, but I got to get the rest of the economy growing too. You guys can't do the heavy lifting yourselves. We got to grow the whole economy. And here's one of my frustrations. You know what? We're right next door to Indiana here. And I'm a competitive son of a gun. I don't like them growing when we're not growing. That really frosts me. And I'm a competitive guy. I want to go over there and bring the jobs back over here. But you know what? Since the recession ended, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, in that time frame, Indiana is half our size. Understand, Indiana is half our size. You know what? They've added 84,000 manufacturing jobs in the last 6, 7 years. Okay? In that same time frame, do you guys how many manufacturing jobs Illinois has added? 0. 0. Wisconsin is a fraction of our size, And you know what? Since the recession ended, Wisconsin added 44,000 manufacturing jobs. How many have we added? 0. And every manufacturing job brings 4 to 5 other jobs with it. It's a major multiplier effect and drives more convention business and drives more business meetings and drives more out-of-town sales force meetings. It drives the economy. We've got, and right here in the Southland, best location to put a manufacturing company. Best location in America to put a manufacturing company, right here in the Southland. That's a fact. That's a fact. Best location in America to put a trucking firm, a logistics firm, a distribution warehouse. Best location in America to build businesses in manufacturing and transportation. And we should be kicking tails. And boy, you know what? We're going to be. We're going to change the regulatory burden. We're going to become much more pro-growth, pro-investment, and we're going to get it done. Workers' comp costs, way too high. It's the #1 regulation that we've got to change. Our workers' comp costs 4 to 5 times as much as a lot of the other states around. But our regulations, our red tape, our restrictions, we're going to reduce it. We're going to change the regulatory burden and become more competitive. Now, here, I'm a social justice guy. I want equal opportunity for every Illinoisan and every American. It's outrageous to me that in many of our communities, we've got some of the highest unemployment rates in America. And we have some of the highest unemployment rate as the whole state, but in the African-American community, as an example, we have the highest unemployment rate for African-Americans of any state in America. Did you guys know that? Highest unemployment rate for African-Americans of any state in America. And I saw a listing of ranking of attractive cities for African-Americans. We have 4 of the worst cities in America for African-Americans. Why do we tolerate this? This has been going on a long time. Enough is enough. This is happening, and we have crime, we have inadequate investment in our schools because we're not competitive in our economy, we're not growing our tax base, and we're not putting the money in our schools with our teachers and our students where it belongs, and educating our young people for the jobs that are available. We got to change this system. We have to change this system. And then the third type of reform we need is government reform. We've got a government bureaucracy that's crushing you. You guys know, you live it every day. We have the highest property taxes in America. The highest property taxes in America. It's crushing our businesses, it's crushing our homeowners, it's crushing our working families. We've got to bring our property taxes down. That means pension reform. We need real pension reform that's constitutional, protect what's been earned, but have different pension system going forward for future work that's more flexible and affordable, that employees can choose among, give them choice, but have more affordable system for future work. And we need to reduce the bureaucracy, the mandates on your local schools, the mandates on your local cities, on your counties. Our mandates from Springfield crushing our cities, our counties, our townships, and our school districts. Get the mandates from Springfield off. Let you control your schools. You control your city. You control your township. Not tell Springfield shouldn't be telling you what you do when you don't do. You should decide it belongs to you. Get rid of these mandates. It'll let you guys bring down your property taxes in a big way. So I'll measure my success by how strong you guys are doing here in the Southland. You guys are actually doing better than most parts of the state, but you guys should be doing way better. And I want you guys booming here, and I'll judge it. And I'll be back every year, and I'll be back even in between the years. I'm going to come back. I'm all in for you guys. And I need to keep the good dialogue with our administration, because I can't solve a problem I don't know about. If there's a regulation, a restriction, a problem, I want to hear about it and try to knock it down. Our administration committed to knocking down barriers to your success. We want your success is Illinois' success. Now, the other thing I want to tout, and you guys can be a major driver of it, is we got a big chance to incrementally drive more visitors to Illinois, because we got a big birthday coming up. I think some of you guys know this, but we got our 200th birthday for the state of Illinois. This is a big deal. Bicentennial for the state of Illinois, big deal. And we're going to use it as an opportunity to advertise for the state, advertise for the regions of the state, our history, our culture, our diversity, the wonderful cultural attributes, and everything that we got going for us. This is our time to really raise the level of marketing and bringing visitors to the state of Illinois. It's a huge opportunity. Now, my wife and I, we don't want to put more strain on taxpayers, so we're not going to use taxpayer money. We're raising money. We're going to fix up the governor's mansion in Springfield. You know, to me, it's symbolic for what's happened to the state of Illinois. It's allowed to deteriorate for decades. The roof was leaking, the basement was flooding, and it's, you know, I like living there, but now it's better. We got a new roof on, so the plaster doesn't fall on me when it rains anymore. But we got to fix that up, and we're going to make it a major tourist destination. It's going to be all Illinois all the time. Illinois food, Illinois beverages, Illinois art, Illinois furniture, Illinois history, and make it restore the pride and the prosperity of the area around the mansion and the mansion itself. But whether it's Route 66 or we've got so many things to bring tourists here, and especially visitors. You guys are at the core of Illinois' economic success. We got to drive more convention, business, tourism here in the Southland. And we can do this together. Corey Jobe, you guys know Corey. We're committed to working very closely with your organization, making sure we're leveraging our ad dollars, leveraging our message together to drive the biggest economic benefit we can possibly do. This is an exciting time. Change is challenging. You know, change is hard. I wish we changed more than we have so far. Change is hard. We're getting resistance from some of the entrenched interests that have been in power for 30, 40 years. They don't like to change, but we got to change. And we have done big things. We've cut $800 million of operating costs in the state government. We've got revolutionary new union contracts with 18 of the government unions, never been done before. No salary increases, only bonuses based on taxpayer savings and merit. You save taxpayers $1 in your department, I'll give you 10 cents of that dollar. The employees love it. Some of the union leaders don't like it, but we're changing the system to drive value for you. And we're modernizing our IT system, revolutionizing the way computers are done. And we're the fastest improved state in America for our computer systems. We've made more progress this year than any state in America on modernizing our IT to save you money as taxpayers for the state government. So we're making progress. But you know what? I'm an impatient guy. Patient, you know, change is never fast enough for me. But you know what? Everywhere I travel in the state, people say, Governor, they come up to me every day. Stay strong. Don't back down. Don't give in. You're on the right track. And about a quarter of the time they say, and I'm a Democrat. I don't even normally support Republicans, but I know you're doing the right thing, and we need more jobs. We need to protect our property taxpayers, and you're going to help us do it. So I appreciate it. So it's an honor for me to be with you. Thank you for being business builders in Illinois. I'm all in for you. Have a great meeting today, and let's keep in close touch. Our success together will make Illinois strong and proud and prosperous, especially here in the Southland. Thanks very much, everybody. God bless you. All right, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here in the Southland. We're here to talk about tourism primarily, but it's really about economic development and job creation. We need to accelerate job creation in the state of Illinois. Tourism is a great way to do it. We added 10,000 visitor industry jobs last year. We need to add more every year going forward. 300,000 hardworking Illinoisans work in our visitor industry, and visitors spent $37 billion in the Illinois economy last year in 2015 alone. It's a huge economic engine. We need to do everything we can to support our tourism, our convention, our visitors industry as much as possible. We also need to expand our manufacturing base. Illinois is not competitive in manufacturing. That has hurt the Southland region here, has hurt the city of Chicago and so many communities around the state of Illinois. Wisconsin's added 44,000 manufacturing jobs since the recession ended. Indiana's added 84,000 manufacturing jobs. Illinois has not added any. And those are good paying jobs in manufacturing, and each manufacturing job adds 4 to 5 other jobs around it that come with it. So we need to grow our manufacturing base along with our tourism industry to make sure that we're creating good jobs for the hardworking people of Illinois. And that's really what we're here to talk about today.
Governor, I'm wondering, in the U.S. Senate race, there's obviously been a lot of talk about the Department of Veterans Affairs and whistleblowers going on there, and there's been this ongoing case. I'm wondering, as far as protections for state employees who do want to see something wrong, if you see that there is any issues with them coming forward to make sure that they're not being punished if there's rules that interfere with that or anything like that.
Boy, as far as I know, for state employees, there's not any issue in terms of folks pointing out problems or issues or bad behavior. We encourage people to step forward and come forward and discuss any problems that they see. We strongly encourage it, and we certainly want to protect them so that there's no retribution of any type. I'm not aware of any problems in state government, but if you or anybody hears about anything, we want to know it, because we can't fix a problem we don't know about, and we certainly want to have people comfortable coming forward and exposing any bad behavior that that they might see.
Do you think that's been a fair issue in the U.S. Senate race?
Oh, I've really not focused on federal races. I'm so focused on growing the Illinois economy and getting term limits and fair maps for the people of the state. That's really my focus.
You mentioned political reform inside there. I understand Mr. Madigan's political committee has spent more than $500,000 over the last 5 years on Chicago Cubs tickets. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, that's interesting.
Do you
That's a
think
data
there should
point
be
I
any
never.
rules on that?
I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, you obviously want to make sure that if there's any purchases that they're done at the appropriate price or whatever's the right fair price. But other than that, I don't have any comment about it right now.
A new poll shows that one of the people less popular than you is Speaker Madigan. Does that mean that what you've been saying and the attention that you've put on the speaker is working, in your opinion?
I don't know. I don't pay much attention to polls. I think they just, they come and go, and it doesn't matter that much. What I do know is we need political reform for the people of Illinois. We need to restore our democracy. Democracy is not working for the people of Illinois. And the people, everywhere I go, tell me we need term limits on elected officials. We need redistricting reform so we have fair maps, so we have competitive general elections. And people are mad. The people of Illinois are angry. 2/3 of the races for the General Assembly, there's no opponent. That's not democracy. That's not a fair system for the people of Illinois. And people also know that politicians shouldn't be in office for 20, 30, 40 years, locked in with special interests. They should serve for 8 or 10 years. That's a long time. And they should move on and let other people emerge and leaders and new ideas and fresh thinking. We need to change the system, and I hear that every day, and that's really what I'm fighting for, political reform and economic reform so we can grow more jobs.
And I understand that you're going to be attending the fundraiser later this afternoon for Bob Dole. The Schneider camp would say that you're more of a liability to Republicans in the state than an asset, and I'm wondering, what work are you doing to reelect people like Bob Dole, and is that a fair assessment from the Democrats?
The one thing I know we need to do is build up in Illinois, make sure we have a two-party system. Every elected official should be competing with the voters to earn a vote. The system shouldn't be rigged. Nobody should be entrenched in office. Nobody should be locked in for too long. Term limits and fair maps can help get that done. I have helped raise money and donate money to help build up the Republican Party because, frankly, we've been a one-party state in Illinois for years, and under that one-party rule, our unemployment went through the roof, our jobs left, our taxes base eroded, and our property taxes became the highest in America. And we got more corruption, cronyism, and patronage. We need to be a two-party state where people that are running for office need to earn the vote and compete for the vote for the people of Illinois, and that's what we're trying to change.
Last question.
I'm wondering then about the latest with Chicago Teachers Union and CPS. It sounds like one of the things that the CTU wants is assurance that there's not going to be more layoffs, and that $250 million from the state that's sitting there might be able to help with that. I'm wondering, can you just update us on what the agreement was about the conditions behind that $250 million, and if you're optimistic that should CPS even be budgeting for that money?
Well, I'll say a couple things. First of all, it would be terrible for the children of Chicago, for the parents of Chicago, for the homeowners and the taxpayers of Chicago if the teachers went on strike. That would be a terrible outcome. I hope that does not occur. I hope they can work out a reasonable compromise, and that's good for everybody. Unfortunately, Chicago Public School system has been financially mismanaged. For decades, they've been mismanaged on virtually every level in every regard, and that's not fair to the children and the families and it's not fair to the teachers, frankly. They haven't managed their pensions contributions properly. They haven't managed the structure of the system well at all. In terms of conditions of more money for Chicago Public Schools, I am an advocate for reforming the way Illinois funds schools. We're the worst state in America for funding public education. We give the lowest percentage of school support from the state of any other state in America. We're the worst. And that means low-income parents, low-income communities don't have as much resources to put into their schools to help their teachers and students as higher-income communities. We need to change that system, and I'm an advocate for that. But the other big issue, and this impacts CPS for sure, we need to reform our pension system. Every type of pension, both at the state level, school level, city and county level. Our pension system is broken, it's unaffordable. We need to protect the existing pensions. Don't take away anybody's pension that they've earned. Don't reduce anybody's benefits they've earned so far. But for future work, going forward, we need different options that employees can choose among that are more flexible, more affordable, and that can save taxpayers money in the long run in the future. And that's, we got agreement in the stopgap spending plan last May that significant pension reform for all pensions would be front and center on the table. Doesn't mean we've agreed on the exact plan, although I said if we need to, I would do President Cullerton's plan for all pensions around the state, if that's the one that we can come up with. I'd rather do more savings than that, but in the spirit of compromise and bipartisanship, I'm willing to do President Cullerton's plan. But one way or another, we need major pension reform.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.